there's nothing in the atmosphere, but there is stuff in the atmosphere. 2 years ago, we went out, no, in 2009, we went out to Oregon, and Washington State. Where is St. Helens? Is that Washington?
Washington State, I think,
okay,
yeah.
so we went there and we visited an old friend of my mother's. She took us to this place, and matter of fact, her name is Betty Neer, and there's a place called Neer City. It's funny, I guess her old family. So anyway, she took us to this place that nobody would ever find, and she said, now look over here, look there, and we counted all the 5 mountains. Rainier, St. Helens, what are the other ones out there? Mount something. There's 5 mountains out there. We could see them all from that one spot.
Yeah.
And they're hundreds of miles away.
Yeah, I've been places like that too.
So
you, get that,
you shouldn't be able to do that. Even if you calculate in the height, it's still not enough for the hundreds of miles and the curvature formula.
Wait, hundreds of miles within the state of Washington?
And the curvature formula, yes. Yes.
Can I just ask how this is, why would they lie? That this is money, control, power, and
yes.
land resources?
Those are the things we come up with. We don't know what's in the minds of these psychopaths, so we don't know exactly. But they definitely want control. Do you know anybody who just wants control of everything? And you can't talk to them, you can't deal with them, you just, do you know anybody like that? It's like, wow, I mean, and this is a whole government filled with these kind of people. Look up the Federal Reserve System.
Just how would money though?
Well, if you lie to somebody, you can get their money away from them, don't you think?
Yeah,
oh, we need your tax money for this. We have to stop global warming. We need to raise your taxes.
Yeah, but how does that have to do with the
But you don't pay taxes yet, right?
I pay taxes in my paycheck.
There you go. Wait till you get to the homeowners.
I mean, I just don't get how the world being flat would affect.
Well, and you probably won't. Not for a while. You have to see. You have to see how it affects things.
Now the Flat
and
Earth
that
Society
takes a lot
does
of
the same thing
time.
with money, right? They do fundraisers to get people's money by
That's what
lying
they
in
do,
a
but
different
she's
method.
not part of the
Yeah,
Society.
that's a separate government organization.
It's not a government organization.
What is?
The Flat Earth Society?
Oh,
It's a social organization.
it's called controlled opposition. They put something out there to make it look ridiculous. So if you ever go there, then you'll totally never look at the real stuff. That's what it's called.
And how do we know that you're not part of a controlled
Because
opposition?
I don't want you to believe me.
But how do we know?
I want you to look up the evidence. I want you to go find curvature. I want you to find the curvature. Go find it.
Find curvature?
Yeah. Go to the shore and go see what you can see. Get binoculars.
A boat goes over the horizon.
Yeah, then get a camera and you can zoom right back in and bring it in. There's videos called The Red Boat. Look up The Red Boat. It's an ocean liner, not an ocean, a freighter. And it has a red bottom and it goes out and they show you. It's a half-hour video. You can fast forward and you can see what the atmospheric refraction does to it out there. And then you'll see. It doesn't disappear.
Yeah,
it does not
So
disappear.
what you're saying is that atmospheric refraction does happen.
Oh, sure it does. Sure it does.
So why would there need to be refraction across a perfectly flat surface?
It's the refraction of the moisture in the atmos.
But if I'm looking straight across, there wouldn't be any refraction. But if I have to
Moisture,
look over a curve,
moisture magnifies.
No, if you're looking
moisture.
straight, there could still be refraction because light would be bouncing off of that would
Moisture.
go above you that refracts into your eyes.
Do you have
instead.
another question?
So you would see it. I think that elongated.
You're patient.
magnified, yeah.
What would then cause the high?
Yeah, it would be.
But looking straight across, you would.
That's a good question.
All of
In terms of
Well,
like if you
It would make it
It's
look
not
bigger
just
than
the
it is.
moon, for sure.
Yeah.
We have several theories on that, but we
It comes
don't
directly
know
close, and you
exactly.
can see it perfectly.
There
But
are
light also
differences
goes-
in the
that would miss you
tide
and
in
refract into your eye
different
instead, so it
places in
appears
the
larger
earth.
than it actually
So
is at that distance.
somebody, I think, is looking into that.
So it's like a
we
weird
have a
pocket
group
refraction
that
that
concentrates
doesn't-
on certain
but, like, it's not
things,
the
and
same
they
as
all
when
have
it goes over the
interests,
horizon and it
and they're
refracts
looking
down the
into
horizon, you'll be able to
tides.
see it.
So I can't
Well,
wait
it's the
to
same
see, what they
Yeah, it's
come
the
up
same
with.
mechanic, but it's not.
But
the
it's
same,
interesting
like,
how
visual
some tides could be like 20 feet and others are like
'Cause one
4
just makes
feet.
it so that you see
So
one
what's the
image and
difference
other is
there?
making you see in larger
I mean,
image.
what
It's
makes
still the
that
same
difference?
exact
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think
it's
it's
the
the
same
moon.
But
I don't think
it
it's the
has
moon.
a different effect on how you see the
Oh,
image,
and
depending
I
on
don't
if you
mean for
could
this
see it
next
without
question
the
to
refraction.
That's all right. I won't get mad at you.
disrespectful. I just don't know.
All right, go
what
ahead.
the police are, but
Just
so
be
when it-
careful.
like,
I got this level in my ear.
when it comes to space, then are
Yeah.
You would
But if you
mention that
took
it's
away
like
all
a
the air,
dome,
it would
so are
look
the
even
other
farther
is like
than
are the other
it does
planets
if
in
you have
space
atmosphere.
like
If you could
just
still see it,
above us
if you could
only,
see it.
or
Yeah, exactly.
are we a dome in
That's
like a
the
3D
flat Earth
world?
model says the other planets, we don't know if they're spheres. We think they're just like flat. No, I mean, because we can't see them. We can't see around them. They say Jupiter rotates, but we disagree with that. We think the red spot is just a different orb that's like moving through, and it just crosses in front of it. We think there are other things out there we're not being told about, but we have evidences of them. Can we prove it 100%? No. Can we say there's a possibility? Yeah.
But like the moon is like the moon. Does that make sense?
The moon is the moon, but what is it? Can we land on it? We don't think so.
Wait, why not?
We don't think it's like ground. We don't think it's firm, like a terra firma. I personally
So then
think
what is your argument against
I
the moon
personally think it's a filament, and it gives off light, its own
landing?
light,
The moon itself gives off light.
its own light.
Its own light, independent of the sun.
Yeah.
So
What is your justification then of moon landing?
It didn't
Oh,
happen.
totally false. It was
How?
faked
How?
from the beginning.
How?
Get the movie Capricorn 1.
How was that?
Get the movie Capricorn 1.
watch it and you'll find out.
You got to start looking into this. I know you haven't looked into any of these things, so
But
it's going to be
it would
like
actually-
too much.
It's actually,
I have
it's
a question
actually
about this
more
model.
Here, would you like, this is what we're talking about.
using the technology.
You can look it up yourself on your own time. Well, look at it.
I have a question about this model here.
All right.
So, the atmosphere is still a gradient, right? Like, there's no atmosphere
Yeah,
up
it's denser down closer.
And the atmosphere is what's blocking the light from reaching, like, all the way across, right?
Yeah.
So if you
Plus, this doesn't put out that much light either.
The other way.
Yeah, but without the atmosphere, the light can just keep going through the vacuum, right?
Right.
Like,
So
so
everything would
if you were,
only
like,
be red.
up here where there's no
It's like,
atmosphere, it doesn't matter how far you are, you just be seeing a smaller and smaller dot.
You could, correct. I would say that. Now, I love the way you said vacuum, because we'll get on to that in a minute.
Now, if I was in some, like, on this part where it's night, and I was able to get high enough, as I go higher and higher and the atmosphere becomes thinner, would I eventually be able to see the sun?
We have a video of a commercial air pilot
Exactly.
who turned his video camera to the left and saw the moon and
For
darkness.
this to make sense.
He turned it to the right and he saw the sun and daylight on the earth. So yes, when you're up very high, you can see both. You can see night and day.
Okay.
So when you said vacuum, I think that's very interesting, because can you have a vacuum and a pressure system next to each other without a physical barrier?
Not without some sort of force, like magnetism or gravity.
A vacuum and a pressure system you cannot have next to each other without a physical barrier.
Or, if they're ferromagnetic gases, you can use a magnet to keep the
I don't think
gases
so.
Saying that
That's
the
an
dome
experiment
is
I've
actually
seen.
Physical barrier?
Yes. Yes.
What was it? What was that? What?
in. I think you can use ferromagnetic gases.
Yeah.
I would look into that.
And you can
I
have
would
a
look.
magnet
I would do
to keep the
experiments
pressure,
because you know we have done
carbon.
experiments.
Carbon.
Is carbon ferromagnetic?
Yes. Oh, ferromagnetic.
Iron.
I think you're talking about iron, nickel, cobalt.
Here, would you like a card?
Oh.
We have done experiments that you can't even light something up in a
Yeah.
vacuum.
So what would be below
What do you mean by light something up?
the dome?
Ignite.
Well, you
I'm
can't
sorry?
ignite everything
What would
physically,
be
so it
below
requires
the dome?
oxygen.
I don't know. I've never
The
been
sun
there.
isn't burning; it's fusing.
We dug a hole 8 feet deep. No, not 8 feet. I keep saying feet. Is that why people are laughing at me today? Because I said 8 feet deep?
It's possible. A lot of
That
people
could be.
Disagree
8
with
miles. 8 miles deep. 8 miles deep is the deepest hole that we know about.
Yeah.
And there's
Isn't that, like
no.
only like that big though.
I think
It is.
it might be bigger. You think it's like just a.
Yeah, they just
A hole like that?
Yeah, it is.
Well, there is a diamond mine down in South Africa that's really wide and deep, but I don't know how deep that
I don't think
is.
it's 8 miles.
No, not even. No, it's more than 8 feet. I'm really excited that you guys were all looking into this. That's going to be great. Makes you think, and that's good for your brain. All these books are censored.
Oh, by the way, what?
The whole books are censored. That's how books work.
Question though. So what happens if like you were to say like be on an expedition across Antarctica and you were to cross over the geographical South Pole, what happens?
You can't cross over the south rim.
But people do.
What's being proposed here
You
is that
don't
there
know
is
that.
no South Pole. There's just
It's
the
a
Arctic
rim.
that keeps going. So if I just
Yeah,
kept going
but it's
south.
possible to walk straight across this side and come out this side.
Yeah, exactly. If I did that.
No, you can't. You don't do that.
You think I'm going
You think
around?
somebody went this way and then came this way?
Yeah.
because it's a lot shorter distance.
What? What are you talking about? That's craziness. What is that, like a teleporter or something?
That's
The
what I'm
idea is
proposing.
that this actually comes around on the bottom.
No,
So that
that's
it's a
that's the globe model.
Yeah, that's why
Okay.
people think they're able to
People
come out this end to come out
We
this
think
end.
that's all made up.
Okay.
We
So I
think
can't-
that's a lie.
I think there's cruises you can actually take down there. You can.
Yeah?
But I don't know if they go across the continent.
I hope you can't go across a landmass using a boat.
That's,
Well, I imagine what you would do is you'd land it, you know,
And
do
have
a
an
tour.
expedition across.
Yeah,
and
I don't
pick you up
know.
on the other side.
I
don't think
really
you
like
can do
this
that as a
one.
tour.
Excuse me. I like that we're not weighing less at the equator, spinning 1,000 miles an hour.
Don't we?
No. No, we don't. If you're spinning 1,000 miles an hour, is gravity selective? It's stronger at the equator than it is up here,
Wait,
where
1,000
there's
miles per
no centrifugal force up here at the Arctic Circle.
Centrifugal force is not an actual
Come on.
force.
It is. See, now this is something else. They are changing what we're learning in the schools.
Centrifugal
What
force
I
is an effect. It's not an actual force.
When I was in school, they taught things differently than what you guys have been learning. You learned also that oxygen is bad.
When did I learn that oxygen is bad?
I heard
It's
that.
dependent on it.
I heard that oxygen was a corrosive force. Well, okay, so it is to certain things, but we need that for life. I've been in a hyperbaric chamber.
Well, the reason
And-
that it being corrosive is because it bonds onto things and tears them apart. And if it wasn't able to bond, we couldn't use it in our lungs. That's kind of the requirement.
Yeah.
We need something slightly
Well, I'm
acidic.
just telling you, and evolution is taught differently now than it used to be taught. And I know I'm dating myself, but that's okay. You still got something on your mind? See anything interesting? One reason that gravity cannot exist, because of the Bonneville Salt Flats. The Bonneville Salt Flats was a great salt lake that dried up. So if the surface of that was curved due to the curvature of the earth and gravity was holding it down, then the bottom that dried up would also have been curved. And it's not. It's a Bonneville Salt Flats.
Well, wouldn't it have had to be curved the other way to contain water in the first place? So they would kind of
No,
balance each other out and
it
become
just
flat?
means the edges had to be up. Did you know, I'll tell you another fact. The Grand Canyon was formed in about a week. The Grand Canyon was the top of it was the bottom of the Grand Lake, ancient lake, held in by the Kaibab upwarp. The Kaibab upwarp broke through and the whole thing drained out in about a week. I don't know, a few days or whatever. And that's why you have all those little side canyons when there's only one Colorado River.
I could say. I heard something about glaciers with the Grand Canyon, but I can't remember. I don't know too much about the Grand Canyon. So.
Where's that geologist guy?
left.
Oh, he is?
Or
Oh,
that we went off the class.
because there's something that you should look into as a mud fossil university. That guy's doing fabulous work. Fabulous. Do you have a question? Okay. Wait, let me get this. I mean, oh boy. Okay. I'm ready. Go ahead.
This model, the Earth, the sun and the moon are parallel, and they're broken in like a circle.
Yeah.
How then?
Actually, it's called circuits. There's like 3 circuits. We have Cancer, Equator, and Capricorn. And it goes between those for the seasons. So when it's up in Cancer, we have our summer in the northern part. And then when it goes to Equator, we have the fall and the spring. Then we have winter when it's in Capricorn. Now,
So it's
people in the
spirals,
south, yeah, it keeps going the same direction this way. So people in the south, they will tell you, and look at the size of Australia, much bigger than on the globe. See, the globe has it that size. So, what's the real size of Australia? So, when it's in Capricorn, it goes really fast. And people will tell you that down there, they hardly have a twilight. It just goes real fast, and then it just goes zoop. And it's just different. You can almost see the sun move across the sky. That's how fast it goes down there. Because it has to get around in the same 24-hour period.
And I'm guessing that the circle here that the moon and the sun go in kind of wobble for the seasons, because I know that in some places you have entire seasons of daylight, which would only be explained as if the sun
Well,
was
when it's
closer
up
for
here
that
in
time.
Cancer, then we have 24-hour sun in Alaska, through inside the Arctic Circle. Yeah, so the sun does project past that point.
But only during certain seasons. So how does
In our
do
summer.
How does this orbit get affected by the seasons?
I just explained the seasons.
Okay.
It goes around Cancer, then it moves down to equator, then it
Okay,
moves
so
down to Capricorn,
All right.
and then it comes back.
Quick question: would the moon and the sun always be at separate parts, separate ends of the circle?
No, sometimes they come close to each other. I don't know for 100% if they're the same elevation. I suspect that they can't be. They have to be a little bit off, or they would crash into each other at some point. I would think.
For it to eclipse, the moon would have to be below, right?
Yeah, the moon can eclipse the sun.
Is that a spider?
It does look like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the Earth doesn't exist.
You should be right.
There he is. There you go. Hi.
So, if it's a diamagnetic force that's keeping us down. Thank you.
Welcome. So what?
Diamagnetic force keeping us to the Earth.
Okay.
It's being emitted from Central Point here.
No, it's coming from the torus field. Remember, the torus field is like a donut with a hole in the middle,
Sure.
and then it comes up and around, and it just kind of circular
Where's
like that.
the hole? Is this
North
all
Pole.
above us? Or is it
North Pole.
goes
Now
through
that's my personal, this is not a worldwide, I'm not saying that, this is my personal explanation of what holds us down is the diamagnetism from the torus field. Okay, that's my idea. Because we haven't made we don't really have a complete working model. But neither does heliocentric. Of course, they make it all up anyway, so what does that matter?
So, it's giving us 9.8 meters per second of acceleration that away. And if we gyroscopically controlled a craft so that is magnetically opposite, it's projecting a opposite magnetic
We have
field.
levitation.
It would
We have it, and we've
accelerate
had it a
upwards
long
at the
time.
same speed that we fall down.
The government does not tell us half of the crap that they're doing. You do know that.
Well, I know a little bit about magnetic levitation.
Yeah.
The reason we don't have hover cars is because we need to make all the roads out of copper, essentially, to get that pushing
Well,
force
I don't
there.
know. See, this train runs on a track, but I think that we have hovering, and we don't need tracks. I think we already have that.
What's how bullet trains work?
Yeah, they
Well,
use the
it's
track.
like they change polarity on the tracks, so they just go on the top of the tracks. So we have a lot of stuff that we can see parts of it, but not the whole picture. They're not telling us a lot. So if you just find curvature, then, or don't find it, which I know you won't find it, then we'll go from there. That's what I'm kind of saying is take one step at a time and say, okay, there's no curvature. Why are you lying about that? And then look into other things. See, take it one step at a time because you'll never grasp the whole picture at one time. It's a learning process. I just started coming out this year. So I was doing this a year and a half before I started to teach. See?
Well, I
So-
think you should keep it up because it's a pleasant change from the type of people that usually come out.
Yeah, I can love transvestites too or whatever, you know. I don't care about that so much. I figure that's between them and their own creator or whatever.
Even if I disagree with what you're saying, at least it's There seems
There's
to be a
something.
goodwill here.
Yes, there is. We have a good rapport, and I get laughed at all the time. I'm not concerned about that. I'm looking for the people who are looking for evidence, not for fantastic, crazy things, you know. So, but if you look on NASA, you're going to find this. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're. I mean, how can they do that?
Well, I'm well aware that they doctor images of
They
the Earth.
do. They doctor it. It's so disgusting.
The reason that people typically cite is that they want that no one really wants to look at pictures of the Earth as it is.
Yeah.
You might see something like this one here. It's mostly brown, foul.
Yeah.
Not exactly quite as pretty as the green.
Oh, you say they want some. Oh, certainly you may. But you know what? All of this, you can get pictures, but all of this is on that website too. Okay, so it's all there, but you can get pictures. Do you want me to push it back? There you go. I'll hold it.
Exactly.
Okay? Cool. Oh no, somebody new. No, well, you know what? You can look all this up. All these pictures are on the website. Okay, that's fine. Antarctica. It's like a car speaker. North Pole's in the center, and the south is really a rim. Funny thing is, ancient maps show one thing, modern maps show something else. I kind of go,
maps say?
well,
This one here.
we think that there's something there, but we don't have any pictures of it.
So no humans ever made it there?
I'm not saying that. The whole premise of
No
this
camera
is
has ever made it there.
no regular person has ever made it there. Only government.
What's a regular person?
Government is keeping
Made of
things.
regular people, right?
Government is keeping things from us. That's what my argument is. You have to decide based on the evidence.
The government keeping is not really
Really?
friendly condition.
Well, that's only because your age doesn't have any experience with the government.
So it's Antarctica is on what edge? What's on the other edge? Is the
Well, if you had taken the card I was going to give you, you would see there's a map here, and you would figure, oh, there you go. Now you'll.
Wait, that's a circle, right?
Yeah, it's a circle. So we got the North Pole. Are you saying that the government is a conspiracy theory that it's
I'm saying that the government wants to control the people. And in order to do that, they have to keep things from us, like the kings didn't want the serfs to read, because uneducated people are hard to control. They want to control us.
Here, right?
Right? All right? Does that make sense?
I go by the proof.
Yeah, right. And that's what I do. So, yeah.
It's proven that the Earth is round.
No, it's not.
Well, it's round in the picture.
Right.
There's balls of ice around it all.
It's round like a pizza.
Okay, so you're. Oh.
That's what it is. Round like a pizza. It's not spherical.
like the globe on your necklace.
It's not this. This is only for demonstration.
What was your demonstration with that?
And you know what else? This is a compass. When you're in Australia,
Kind of like an
this
oxymoron.
points to the North Pole. How can this point to the North Pole in Australia?
Magnetic field.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Does it go through the middle of the sphere?
Yeah. Yes.
Really? To the North Pole. So it doesn't point to the center?
It goes through
Did
the
you
center,
tell me?
out the north, in the south, through the center again.
Oh, get out of here.
It's like a donut.
Oh, stop it. Now you're funny. Listen, you guys, tell one of your clubs to sponsor me to come back. And I'll be able to set up in there in the cold. I'll be quiet. I'll be able to set up like down in the cafeteria area or something in the winter time.
Are you with the group?
No.
You're just alone doing. Okay.
Yeah, but you can find me on this website. Do you have one?
Yeah, I
Okay.
got one.
So get somebody to, did you get one?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can sponsor me to come back and we'll have probably new information or discoveries in that time. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe somebody will make it in outer space. A man.
No, there's no
normal
outer
guy,
space.
not the
No,
government. There's no outer
because you
space?
know what? All those Challenger astronauts, even that teacher, what's her name, Christine something McAuliffe. Remember the Challenger blew up?
Yeah.
They weren't on it.
You don't think?
We have
Interesting.
pictures of them today.
Well, the pictures could be
And
from before the Challenger blew up.
Some of no, they're aged.
Oh, okay.
Conspiracy.
So they have aged. They have cushy professor jobs. And
my question now.
all right,
I'm sorry if I can interject for a moment.
sure you can.
So, I don't necessarily agree with the flat earth thing that you're pitching, but
Okay.
I do 100% agree that there is information that the government does hide.
Yeah.
There is.
I think no one can 100% directly state whether something is or isn't true. But when you're talking about how the government wanted the Challenger to blow up, if the government was going to do that, don't you think they would have just put the people on it and just killed the people? Because that would be like tying up loose ends. They wouldn't want those people to then still be alive and persist in history if it didn't fit their, that would be leaving evidence that they did that.
Well, you have a good point. That's a very good point. But they didn't for some reason. Did you know that when they wanted to get rid of the Hindenburg, they blew that up, but then they went and did their own airship stuff? They wanted to hide it from the public, so they blew it up and said, we're not doing that anymore, it's too dangerous. But then they go and do it themselves.
I think all the airships we do now are helium, right? The Hindenburg was hydrogen.
Well,
which
you
is
got to
why
be
it blew.
careful.
Do you believe the government did 9/11, facilitated 9/11 too?
I'm sure that's a
Did
completely
you ever?
separate issue.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the conspiracy theories. You know?
Well,
That was
did
probably
you
something-
ever?
You could get a conspiracy theory club going, probably. That's probably the best vendor
I'm
club sponsorship.
all right. Like I said, I
Did
go
you
by
ever
the-
look into it?
What? The
9/11.
9/11?
Yeah. What did you think about it? What did you find?
It's
Plane blew up before it hit the
They also took all the bomb-sniffing dogs out of the building 2 weeks before the buildings went down. And if you watch it frame by frame, you can see the explosions starting from the top going down every floor.
Building 7. Building 7. Nothing hit that.
Yeah.
And it just crashed like a controlled demolition.
I wasn't going to say this, actually, this example, but now that you guys talked about 9/11, this one isn't that far out. I was going to say, especially a lot of the terror attacks that happened this week, I think it's very peculiar that we haven't really had a terrorist attack in the United States for a little bit. And then a few days before all the local elections go out, we have a terrorist attack that they're trying to blame
Smart
on
guy.
radical Republicans.
What was
Smart
it, bombs
guy.
being sent out or something?
I wish I was that smart when I was young.
But
Well,
the
one of
thing
them went
is-
off, right? And a bunch of them didn't.
But when you look at let's say Columbine or Sandy Hook, and people say that they were all actors, it's why would the government, if the government's going to do that, why would they hire actors instead of just sending someone in and actually shooting the people?
Yeah.
Well, they've done that too, I think.
What?
That movie theater shooting, I think they had somebody programmed to do that.
But
Adam.
What about JFK?
Yeah. I don't know.
It just runs deep.
I don't know about everything, but there's enough to ask a lot of questions.
You're watching the ship go up the coastline. How come you don't see the end of
You see the mast, but you don't see the ship anymore?
Well, no. I mean,
Okay,
why does the ship disappear if the Earth is flat?
because of perspective.
Your perspective gets obscured by particles.
By perspective, yes.
Such as various moisture particles.
Yeah. So there's perspective. You can only, these railroad tracks continue. They don't stop there, but you can't see them. It goes to a vanishing point. That's how our eyes work at a distance. Yeah. And you can bring that ship back. I have a video on my channel called Clouds Proving the Flat Earth. The clouds, you never see the clouds go over the curve. You see them going this way, but you never see the bottom. They don't go curve. They don't see the bottom of the clouds, but you see a ship go over, but you don't see the bottom of a cloud.
Wait, I see clouds.
You don't see it turn. Watch my video. I did it myself. You never see this.
Don't you?
You never see the bottom of a cloud at a distance.
I'm seeing the bottom of a cloud at a distance.
Come here so I can smack you.
Well.
So yeah,
Good luck.
So when you see clouds over the horizon, they are staying level?
No, you see them step down. You see it like this. You see the side and they...
So from your perspective, the bottom of the cloud is still that way and not this way?
Correct.
Okay. Wait, what?
It's still... You only see the side, you don't see the bottom. You see the side. The bottoms are all... You can see it stepping down.
Cloud ceiling.
You know that. Yes, the cloud ceiling is at the same elevation. And that's why at a distance it steps down.
Change as the cloud moves further.
You guys are going to really change your whole view. You're going to start looking up instead of at your cell phones. You're going to say, let me look at this. I really appreciate you taking the time. My name is Marilyn.
Nice to meet you. I'm Lucas.
Lucas.
I'm Josh.
Josh. Juliana.
Matt.
Tom. Tom. Good to see you all. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Okay, see you. Wow, what an excellent day. Oh, wow. I had an excellent day. Excelente. I can't tell you. I can't tell you how wonderful. But I'm really tired. So I need to go home, put my feet up. Having all this talking out in this damp air kind of makes your ears close up. But I'll tell you, I think even the teachers, you know that one teacher that came to talk at the end and she was concerned that I was spending money on my cards and whatnot. So she was definitely not even going to get involved and didn't want a card and didn't want this or that. And she wasn't going to even talk. Hey guys! Did you ever hear of the flat earth? I was just doing a presentation. You can look this up yourself.
All right.
Yeah, you can look it all up yourself. Give one to your buddy. It's a little windy. It's a little windy. Gotta hold on to this. It was like going sideways. Okay. All right, where is the freaking... I know I've got keys somewhere. All right. I guess I don't have to keep you guys hanging around. I can turn you off here. Oh, there's my keys. You know what? This was the best birthday ever. This was a wonderful birthday. There's no better way that you can spend your birthday except by sharing the truth in love with the humanity, with the human. What am I even thinking? With humanity. There it is. So I'm so glad you're all watching this with me, and Get out there and do some of this yourself and experience the joy of sharing truth with people, especially these young people. It's wonderful. All right, love you all. Have a good day. Bye.